Well, looks like the leadership debate just got a little bit smaller. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel for Wednesday, April 16th. And today is the actual day of the French language debate. Tonight in Quebec, and tomorrow will be the English leaders debate, also in Montreal. And we just learned, as of an hour ago, broken by CBC, that the Leadership Debate Commission has basically tossed the Green Party out because they don't have enough candidates running. So they will not be part of the debates. So this is very interesting because it's been a while since they've been removed from the debate. And this is going to be an interesting thing here. So this says, on Tuesday, co-leaders Jonathan Penault told CBC News that the party had pulled about 15 candidates out of the race in a, quote, strategic decision not to run them in ridings where the party thinks, quote, conservatives will likely win. So they've given up, basically. They've given up early and have decided we're just going to pull candidates in ridings where conservatives are doing really, really well. We're just not even going to bother. Dropping 15 candidates would still keep the Greens above the 90% threshold set out by the Debates Commission, but it means the party isn't running candidates in more than 100 of the 343 ridings up for grabs. Oh shit. That is bad. That's almost half of the available seats that they're not running for. That's a really bad look. Penault explained that his party's current shortage of 96 candidates is in part because volunteers, quote, faced intimidation from constituents. The other major parties have representation in nearly all ridings. The final list of candidates, the Elections Canada filing deadline was April 7th, but parties had to submit their final lists or their final slate of candidates to the Federal Debates Commission a week earlier. So this doesn't seem like their strategy is working for them because the next step is they're just going to lose party status. It says the commission said that the Green Party had submitted a list of 343 names in March, but Elections Canada only lists 232 candidates running under the Green banner. This meaning the party has candidates running in roughly 68% of all ridings. Oh, dude. You do not even stand a chance. Like, voting for a Green Party is a throwaway vote in most ridings anyways. But this is just bad. This is really, really... The way this looks is they've just given up. They're just rolling over and playing dead at this point. On Wednesday morning, the set for the French language leaders debate at Maison Radio-Canada in Montreal featured just 4 podiums instead of 5, after a decision to remove the Green Party. That's rough. So there will be only one badly speaking French person, because May's French isn't that much better than Carney's. So we'll only have to deal with Mark Carney speaking French. But it will be interesting to see all three, Jagmeet Singh, Pierre Poilievre, and not Yves Francois Blanchette. What's his name? It's not Gilles Duceppe anymore. But it is, I know his name. I know the freaking guy's name. Rene something. I can't remember his name now. After a decision to remove the Green Party, let's see. In deciding to drop the Greens from the debates, after having first invited them, the commission explained that the criteria to have candidates in 90% of federal ridings was initially satisfied when the party submitted a list of endorsed candidates at a month before voting day. Given that debates are held well in advance of election day, parties are not required to demonstrate that these candidates have been formally nominated with Elections Canada. The commission said, they don't have to be specifically nominated, but they at least have to have a full list of people. And so it says a strategic decision. The commission said the party's decision to remove candidates for strategic reasons led to its decision to remove the Greens from the debates. Whether or not the Green Party of Canada intended to run 343 candidates, it has since made the strategic decision to reduce the number of candidates running, meaning that voters no longer have the opportunity to vote for those candidates, the commission said, which makes sense. You don't get to show up and show your platform off if you're not going to be accessible to 42% of the vote. I'm sorry, 32% of the vote. Still, that's not a good look for your party. Rod Leggett, a party spokesperson, told CBC News earlier this week that some nominees had issues with local Elections Canada employees known as returning officers. Parties must meet 2 of 3 requirements to join federal leaders' debates in next election. So it says Elections Canada is the top-notch election management body recognized across the globe. But at the local level, the Green Party has experienced higher levels of issues than with the party, or than, quote, in the party, Leggett said in an email. The Elections Canada Act requires a candidate to gather 100 signatures from voters in their riding in order to register. Leggett says Green candidates had trouble verifying nomination signatures because some returning officers didn't have an updated list of electors. That's not their fault. That's Elections Canada's fault. Elections Canada said the Green Party has been in touch with concerns over the nomination process and is looking into the matter. Of course it is. But an Elections Canada spokesperson said the list of candidates is now, quote, final, and suggested timelines might have been an issue. After the English federal leaders debate, cross-country checkups will ask, what was your debate highlight? This is this is an interesting story, and if you planned on voting Green, I would check your writing to make sure that your Green Party candidate has not been pulled. Because, like I said, I don't care who my viewers vote for. I just want everybody to get out and vote. This is a very important election that we all need to have our voices heard in. Whether you vote for Green, NDP, Bloc Québécois, Conservative, or Liberal, you have the right to vote. You have the right to make your voice heard. You have the right to hold your government to account. So please, for the love of God, go out there. Go to the advanced polls. Go vote. Go make your voice heard. Cast your ballot. Do your civic duty. This is one of the most important elections we've had in a generation. So let's make it count, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this development. Were you planning on voting Green? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next one.